Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. The Bucks, they won. How great. My name is Jack Faria. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am the membership and events coordinator for the Wisconsin LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Hope you are all doing well. We are super excited to be back with Live at the Chamber. We have an extra special guest, but before I get to that, I do want to celebrate a few things, not membership anniversaries right now. But I want to put a spotlight on one of our LGBT BEs. These are folks who are certified as an LGBT business enterprise by the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Today, we're celebrating Earthwise, who opened a second location in Madison. Well done, folks. If you're in Madison, you now have two places to love and appreciate an LGBT BE. So go ahead, go out and do that. I also want to spotlight our new member. Shout out to Maria Solutions LLC over in Brookfield. Welcome to the chamber. Hope you're liking it so far. Before I talk about our upcoming events, why not we just bring in our special guest for the day? I am super excited to welcome my coworker and friend, Kat Klawes. Kat, how are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I don't know. It's been a day. A lot going on, but not as much as you. You had quite the weekend. Tell us a little bit about what you did this weekend.
Yeah, so I ended up getting a new cat. I have been wanting to adopt this furry friend, Oliver, since February of this year, but with COVID, obviously, I was not traveling and I wanted to wait until it was safe to do so. So I think round trip, I drove 18 hours to bring him to my house, and he is finally here.
18 of the 72 hours of the weekend you spent in a car. That's
Yes.
wild. But this is who you brought home. This is Oliver, who we talked about our last Live at the Chamber. So glad that you are together. How has it been so far?
It has been wonderful. There's more cat hair than ever, but there's also a lot more love. And so I am enjoying it so far. So I always recommend everybody, if your home is feeling a little extra empty in these COVID times, you've got extra time. There are wonderful animals everywhere across the country, in Wisconsin, in Michigan, elsewhere, that need a loving home, and that might make a good pair.
Well said. Well said. Well, I'm so glad that you and Oliver are finally together. I feel like it had been months, like since April or something, that these conversations were going on. So congrats. I'm just going to throw up the picture again. Since he's so adorable. Wow. Love it. But on the business side of things and work related, how have you been? How have things been?
Actually, really good. I believe it was about 2 weeks ago. Wow, time's flying. I got notice that I was selected for the Fellowship for Economic Recovery from ACE, which is the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives, which is a really big honor. Only 30 individuals across the country were chosen. So I feel especially honored to have made that very short list. So I am working with, of course, in the Chamber and ACE, with economic recovery.
Well, that's amazing. What has the program started yet, or when is the timeline for that start?
Nope, it starts next week, actually, and it is a year-long intensive fellowship. It'll cover things like economic development, business recovery, building resilient economies, all things that I plan and will bring back to Wisconsin to help our businesses here who have been so hard hit by a number of things, notably COVID.
Definitely, notedly COVID.
Yeah.
And speaking of that work, that's a lot of what you've been doing these last few months. Has there been any movement on that lately?
Yeah, so a number of the things that we do is I still have been doing the business resource and aid consultation. So far, I've met with at least 50 businesses individually to help them with grants, loans, other resources. If you want to become an LLC, how do you start that process? So I have a giant imaginary tool bag of all these different resources to help businesses.
That's awesome. And just some quick math, we have roughly 700 members of the chamber, 50 so far, so that's 1 in 14. So 13 other of you, reach out to Kat. Do it. But that's amazing. That's amazing outreach. Thank you for providing that service for folks. That's incredible. How have things for you been lately? I'm seeing a different background than I'm usually seeing.
Yeah, I moved into a duplex, so a house, about a month ago, and behind you is my books, which was the last thing I unpacked yesterday. So it took me, I don't know, roughly 40 days to finally moving in, and I don't have a single box left in my house. And I got to tell you, it is the best feeling in the world.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank
And I know
you.
it's rough because we can't have friends over for drinks or anything like that, but we at the chamber offer a little something to make it easier. We have our Chamber on Tap event series that are all virtual, have been virtual since April. And we have some special guests and a little special something to give this Friday. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I am so especially excited about this one. We will be having US Bank talking about different things like contactless payments. In the world of banking surrounded COVID, there's been a lot of interesting pivots with no longer accepting cash or other forms of payments. And they'll be giving a short talk about that. And then the best part, all attendees are getting a Pride can koozie. So it's a beer or soda koozie that is, of course, Pride themed, which we, of course, at the Chamber love. So I am looking forward to that, and I'm going to have one all ready to go with my choice beverage. I haven't decided what it'll be, but I think it might be something from Delta Beer Lab because I love
Yes.
everything they have there, and they're also a member, so it will fit nicely for our event tomorrow.
Yes, they are. And if you're looking for a place to get a drink from for to go, you can go to the Chamber's website, visit our business directories, type in a keyword like beer or drink, and some great members will show up there. So highly recommend that folks do. And that's happening tomorrow night. It's at 5:30. The link to register is in the comments. All you got to do is go to Zoom, and we will send you over that Pride Can koozie. I'm super excited for that.
Me too.
That's awesome. But but just in general, how have you been? What's new with you aside from the move and the cats and all of that?
Yeah.
How have you been navigating?
I have been navigating by, I'm obviously working from home here. I've been by navigating by kind of reworking my work schedule. I think that when I work from home, I don't say work gets tedious. Jason, if you're listening to this, I love my job. But I think that the work day just seems a little bit longer because at the end of the day, I'm still in my house. There's no like final end to the work day. So I have been breaking up my schedule and I take about an hour and a half lunch now and just work a little bit later. Sometimes I go for a quick kayak trip. Sometimes I go for an extended walk. I visit a food truck if I'm able. And I also just make sure I'm no longer sitting in the same chair. So I have like 6 chairs around my office, and like every hour, like I sit in a different way. Because otherwise I go stir crazy staring at the same like tan wall for 8 to 10 hours a day.
No, I hear you. That's a really good tip. I didn't think about just moving around and doing that. Yeah, we can sit at
Yeah.
different places here. It's all good. And for my office, I have a lamp that's on my desk. When the day starts, I turn it on, and that the way that I end the day is just turning it off.
Mm.
It's just like a small little thing that I can do to literally flip the switch from work mode and just being at home mode. Um, since this is the way that we'll be going forward for the foreseeable future. But I so miss our chats in the office, but it is great to see you
Yeah.
through this platform. As we close out, is there anything else you want to add and let our members know?
Just a reminder that I'm continuing to the business resource and aid consultation and that we're here for any questions that they have.
Absolutely. Kat's email is just down below, kat@wislgbtchamber.com. You can also feel free to reach out to me, Jack at WIS Chamber. Kat, thank you so much for spending 10 minutes of your afternoon with us. So appreciate it. We'll let you get back to Oliver.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye, Kat. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's Live with the Chamber. If you want to get involved, a link to join is just over in the comments. I would love to have you talk about your business, moments of triumph, new things. We're here for you. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of Monday, and we will see you later this week.